Hello my friends, and welcome to the Rising of the Phoenix. It's been a while since I've done just a free build, and I had an idea that I've been wanting to basically get out, and this is basically what ended up happening. It is, I guess what you would call a heavy frigate, almost destroyer class ship. As you can see, it is very heavily armed. Its current loadout consists of 24 Gatling cannons, 16 missile turrets, 27 interior turrets on the outside of the ship, and 6 interior turrets on the inside. You can currently see the one on the bridge just sitting right in the middle, ready to defend all the crew that are controlling the ship. There are plenty of positions on the bridge for your crew members. There's obviously the captain's chair, you see the pilot's seat, and all the control stations that are lined up, ready to go if you want to do a role-playing type of situation with your friends. It's also got the control stations, or the button panels, so that you can make customized commands for whatever you want. I've added dual airlocks that allow access to the front and the back of the ship. And as you can see, the ship is quite large. As usual, when re-entering the ship, make sure to close all your airlocks. Anywho, so let's go ahead and go down to the first deck. Actually, I'm not really sure. The bridge would be deck 1. I guess this would be deck 2. But I've tried to make the interior pretty interesting. I've made use of these column blocks. I can't remember what the hell they're called. But I really like the retexturing on them. As you can see here, you have easy access to the large cargo container. Pretty much what I tried to do was, I don't have these rooms decorated quite yet. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use them for, but there are at least 3 separate rooms that I'm later on going to be able to find a use for. I put the slanted windows in there too, because just flat windows are kind of boring. This is the front of the ship, and outside you can see the landing pad. It's quite spacious. You can land pretty much every fighter a normal person would make, unless you want to build a large ship out of small blocks. Yeah, you can pretty much land anything here. Ignore that miscolored block at the bottom. But yeah, as you can see, the nose of the ship is quite large. It's also equipped with missile pods on the front. And we have 2 smaller turrets to basically take on anybody that's uninvited to the ship. So let's go back down and see what's on deck 2 or 3. I don't know anymore. Alright, back into our stairwell. In this area, we basically have our main engineering. There's a generator there, and one on the other side. I made sure that this thing had more than enough backup power. We have a computer station, another button panel to, I don't know, have the engineer do whatever he wants. There's a remote control block, and I have timers set up all over the ship for any sort of customized thing you want. The cargo container is also full of spare parts, so if you spawn this ship in, you'll easily be able to repair whatever you need. The oxygen generator is also set up for a survival world, and all of the large reactors have at least 100 uranium in them. So this ship is definitely ready to go for any world you spawn it into, basically. And speaking of survival, the third deck is basically plumbed up with everything you would need to build another ship. We have our refinery, our oxygen generator. I think this is the oxygen generator. There's the assembler, and an arc furnace. I just threw one of those in there because I had the space. I also threw in multiple batteries, because batteries are awesome when you are in a prolonged firefight. If an enemy ship comes at you, and you can see I have 6 per side for a total of 12 batteries. But if an enemy ship comes at you, it usually attacks your generators first, so batteries are always a good idea. Here you can see the main jump drive, and there's also a really nice view to the landing deck outside. Now, one of my main goals with this ship design was to basically use all these interior turrets as sort of a point defense system against missiles. That was basically the whole point of this build, was to test that concept, and we're going to go ahead and do a mock battle and see how well that works. Remember, perfect for docking any ship. Well, Almost perfect for any ship. Maybe not every ship. Oh, also, I've been trying to do more exotic designs with the engines back here. I found that it's better to have at least a few large engines, and you can see the point defense turrets on the back to prevent missiles from taking out your engines. But I've realized that it's much better to have multiple engines all over the place if you have a large ship like this, because if one or two of them gets taken out, you don't want all of your reverse thrusters to be destroyed and then not be able to do anything or stop your ship. But with that said, I think I'm going to set up the mock battle, and I will get back to you in a second. So during my preparations, I kind of made a blunder and forgot that these ships are set up to where they don't recognize each other as friendly, and when I made another copy just so I didn't have to go into the clipboard and paste it again, kind of screwed up. Anyways, I went pretty far away and made another copy of the ship and basically gave it to the SPRT pirates, and that's what I'm closing in on right now. I was thinking about attacking it from range with the forward missile launchers, but that won't really test out my anti-missile launcher system, and that's what I want to really test and see. I've set up those interior turrets so they will only target missiles and other players, so hopefully they'll be pretty effective. And there's so many of them on the side that I would hope to God, as long as you pointed that side towards an enemy, it would be a pretty good fighter or missile screen. And it actually looks like it's working quite well. Those missiles really aren't getting that far. Well, okay, those are. Oh, well. It seems to be working quite well. I think the only reason that some of the missiles are getting any further is probably just because the game's lagging out a little bit. Yeah, even those rear defense turrets are keeping some of the missiles away from those rear engines. This is going pretty well as far as a test. It looks like my left side thrusters are pretty damaged. I don't know if that's the large one on the top or the left side. I'll have to check that out in a second. As far as turning is concerned, I'm doing pretty well. I don't know if it's taken out any of my gyros yet. Unfortunately, the front of my ship is on fire. Oh, those are just turrets. I could have turned the other side of the ship towards the enemy, and it probably would have helped defend against those missiles. I love the fact that I can see all of the red targets coming in, and I'm pretty sure that's my point defense system targeting them first. So far, so good, though. The ship is holding together quite well, and I'm keeping the exact same side of it pointed towards the enemy, so this thing is doing really, really well, considering all the damage it's taking. I should probably try loading up one of my other ship creations. Let's go ahead and bring the other side of the ship to bear. All these turrets and point defenses should be pretty fresh. Well, except for all of the hits I'm taking right now. I can't believe it, but the enemy's actually doing better than I am. Yeah, you can see all the interior of the front of my ship. It's blown wide open. I don't have too much left. I can't believe the enemy ship is doing better. I should have led into it with the bow cannons. Come on. I must not have any more interior turrets left. They're not really intercepting any of the missiles anymore. Got a nice debris field coming up now. I'm gonna go in for another pass and see what happens. Oh, I forgot I turned on the spawning of the NPC players. I guarantee if that guy actually saw what was going on, he's probably like, I don't want any of that. Oh, it's a mining hauler. Yeah, there's no way he wants any of this, even with just one of my guns operational. Alright, come on. Starting to get harder to control this thing. You can see most of my engines on the left side are gone. I can't even see what's on the right side. There's too much fire. Come on. I'm having trouble turning. Oh, that's why. There's only one left-facing thruster right now. Maybe if I rotate the ship, I can use the rear engines to kind of help me out. And I can hear clanking on the inside. That's got to be some gyros that are loose. Yeah, that's a lot of destruction. I could probably rebuild it, though, because everything rear of the jump drive is pretty much the assembler and the refinery and everything, so I theoretically could make this ship operational again. I just have to find the resources for it. Alright, come on. This is getting ridiculous. Come on. Alright, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Well, I had to pitch down a little bit and use my upper thrusters to kind of slow me down. I'm in enough range to hit him again, but I've only got one working rocket launcher, so I think I'm going to call this fight. I'm still very proud of this design, and normally the cockpit on my ships gets taken out first, and I just kind of fly dead into space. So I'm pretty proud of this one. There's only one way to really end this, though. Full speed ahead. Ramming speed. Oh, please do some decent damage. Holy crap. That was almost full speed ahead, and I still didn't run through the other ship. And these things are made out of light armor, too. I am amazed that that thing held up as well as it did. Oh my goodness. I built them better than I thought. Well, anyways, we've tested the Pheonix out quite well. Here's some forward launcher action going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this ship build. I will be doing quite a few more, and the series will continue as soon as all of the mods are back up. But until then, thank you guys for watching. If you would like this ship, let me know, and I will publish it to the workshop, or I can even share a copy of it with somebody in a private world. But till next episode, take it easy, guys. Thank you for watching, and peace.